So now we'll look at an example of how to do that in Matlab. Okay, so new function. And we'll name this function, we'll do the addition function as our example. So let's say C is the output. So we have C equals, we'll name it addition of A and B. So inside the function, we need to use these exact inputs, same capital, same lowercase, just like that. And we'll say C equals A plus B. And we put a semicolon at the end. So the semicolon will stop extra junk from printing to the command window. Then we always need to put comments. So we'll put something like, so now we need to save this. And when we save it, the name that we save it as has to be exactly what we typed here. Otherwise, Matlab will freak out. So save as, and it has it set there automatically, so it should be good. Save. Okay, now over here in the command window, we're gonna need to define what some numbers are. So let's say A equals 1, B equals 2. You can see them showing up in the workspace here. C equals, we're going to call this function addition of A comma B. See what C comes out to be. 3. Very good. So it looks like that is working correctly. So what if we change the values of A and B? What if we want them to be some different numbers? So we'll rewrite A equals 4, B, C should be 11. So let's say C equals addition of A and B. C is 11, and that's good. So what we can do, now this function is blind. All functions are blind. So the function will read in the two numbers, whatever two numbers in this exact order, and it will assign A to the first number because that's what it's called, and the B value to the second number because that's what it's called. So, for example, if we did C equals addition of B comma A, we'll get the same answer, but the values inside of the function are actually going to change. So we'll set this breakpoint here, and then we'll be able to through and see. So in the workspace, we can see A equals 4, B equals 7. But the way that we called the function here, we reversed those inputs. So I want you to see what's happening inside the function when you reverse the inputs. So we'll run. Now it paused us right here. So look over here. It switched the values of A and B. It says A is 7 and B is 4. See how they're switched from that? And that's because it only understands things in the order it was received. Even though switch, so it's just like whatever value stored in the first input. Even though we had named our first input B, it thinks the first input is A. So that's what it used. So when you're writing your functions, just make sure you send things in the correct order, because the function is blind and it is not going to know if you messed up the order. It's not going to happen automatically. So we'll continue that. Now, just like we could switch the order, we could name the variable something different and it would be okay. So let's say F equals 2 and G equals 6, then C equals addition, we're going to add F and G. So we run that and look here. It's renamed them A and B because that's what it sees. It sees A and B coming in. So over there, A and B are what showed up in the workspace, even though we had named them F and G. And that's okay, because when we come out of the function, then it's back here. We have F and G being 2 and 6, just like they were before. And C, oh, and a semicolon. C added them up to be 8. The function will just take the inputs that it receives in a certain order, do the math, and then spit out an output. So you just need to make sure you're sending things in the correct order, no matter what you call the variables. And notice, in this function, I did not put the clearing stuff, like the clear, CLC, close, because we don't want to clear the input we sent to the function. The clearing stuff only goes in the main code. And here's where we can define variables. So first we're going to define variables. Then the next thing we do is call the function. X equals 3, y equals 2. Call function. Z equals addition of x and y. So this is still going to work. It's just going to add these two numbers in that order and spit out an output. And I'll take away the semicolon so that we get the answer in the command window. But now here we need to put okay, so let's watch what happens as we go to this code. Actually, we need to save this. Save as. Okay. There were no change. Okay. Clear the command window. Spits X into the workspace. Spit Y into the workspace. We go into the function. Now in here, you can look and see it renamed them B again. And we got C equals A and B, but when it comes out into back to our main code, Z equals addition of A and B. So it's not going to call it C because that's what we called it here. So just be aware that whatever you name the variables, the function is just going to put things out in that order, regardless of the variable name. So now let's watch and see what happens if we mess up and put the clearing stuff inside of the function. This is a common mistake. Okay, so we run this. Clears variables. Clears main function. That's good. Define X. Define Y. You'll get an error like this. So I'm going to put a breakpoint in here, and we're going to see what actually happens. So run, step, define X, define Y. Now here, watch what happens. See, A and B are there defined, but if we step, it clears A and B if we put the clear inside the function. So then when we go to the next line to try to calculate C, it doesn't know what A and B are anymore. So it's not going to be able to calculate it. So we get the error. So do not put clearing stuff inside your function. That only goes in the main code. All right. Questions on functions?